educated and truly optimistic. So that when we stand here in 1 year, and by the way, I'll be standing here in 1 year. For some reason, I see less applause on this side of the room. I don't understand.
Yeah, all right. Welcome back, folks. Before we get to Paul Mulshine, our guest, we want to hear from you. Is President Obama handling Islamic terror properly? Go to newsmax.com/polls and vote now. That's newsmax.com/polls. All right, Paul Mulshine, columnist for the New Jersey, or the Newark Star-Ledger, I should say. Hey, Paul, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
All right. First of all, when he says he'll be here in a year, whether he runs for president or not, that was an indication that he's not going to resign as governor to run for president. That's all that meant, correct?
Yeah, it meant nothing because he can't resign as governor because it would prompt a special election. A lot of people are under the mistaken impression that the lieutenant governor would become governor for the rest of his term. If he resigns, it prompts a special election next year, which the Democrats would almost certainly win, which would be a big embarrassment if he gave up the governorship in the presidential year. I mean, it would just be also would bring a lot of Democratic voters out when you don't want them out. So he can't resign. It's that was no news. I mean, I've already reported that.
But the big news is that you made a bet with a state legislator on a six-pack of beer as to whether or not the Governor Christie will run for president. You say he will. And what reinforced it for you, among other things, was the line that he used about this 82-year-old woman he met on a rope line in Florida that he's used before, too. The same line, correct?
Yeah, and this is the state of the state's speech. Why is he talking about national issues at all? I've been to a lot of these speeches. No one has ever brought up a national issue because national issues are not the proper subject to discuss in the state of the state. He had a lot of lines in there that were hinting that he wanted to fix the national problems, with New Jersey solutions, and clearly leading to him running.
Right, and he quotes the 82-year-old woman as saying, "What's happened to our country? We used to control events, now events control us." He also talked about the anxiety that he's found as he's traveled the nation. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious. Plus, didn't RNC fundraiser leave and is reportedly, going to work for Christie? Isn't that all these signs point to a run?
Yeah, in fact, I was just talking to Pat Murray of the Monmouth University poll. He's very up on these things, and he says he won't jump in before the Iowa Freedom Summit, Steve King's event, the 24th, the weekend after this, where he is one of many people up, Sarah Palin, Ted Cruz, Huckabee, are all going to speak. And he wouldn't want to just be one of the faces in the crowd, so he would probably want to try and make a strong speech, which he's good at. He gives very good speeches, get a lot of applause and so forth, and then use that as kind of a launching pad maybe the next week to announce the exploratory committee. But he's got to get in soon because the money, the fight is the donors, and he made a big mistake last year by getting bogged down. He was the front runner, and then he got bogged down in Bridgegate and endless other New Jersey
Well,
problems.
let me ask you this, Paul. We only have about a minute left. This Port Authority deal for Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, that I don't know what kind of sweetheart deal Jones allegedly got to have concessions at the Port Authority, and then the trips to see the Cowboys, although the last one he paid for himself. Is that PA deal going to come under scrutiny, and do you see anything there?
It probably won't become a big deal. I think worse for him was that the picture of him with the goofy hug that really looked silly. And then the other thing is he's just never in our state. Then he went to Wisconsin for another game, and the joke I've been using is people used to ask who paid for him to fly out of state, but now they're asking who pays for him to fly into the state.
Well, if he's running for president, nobody's going to care that he's not New Jersey, except maybe the New Jersey voters. Hey, Paul, great talking to you. We'll call on you as this progresses. Thank you very much.
Good talking to you, Steve.
Take care. Paul Mulshine, ladies and gentlemen, the Newark Star-Ledger. And when we come back, oh yeah, unfortunately they opened the markets again today after the couple of sessions we had the past couple of days. Rob Williams will be here to tell us all how it went. Don't miss it.